right on then and put the spotlight on Minda to talk a little bit about their two-wheeler sales outlook, what the view is when it comes to their product portfolio, as well as the acquisitions. Sunil Bohra is the CFO at Minda and joins us live. Thank you so much for taking time out. Now, to begin with, you derive close to 50% of your total, revenue from the two-wheeler category. Given that we have seen a smart recovery there, do you believe that it is looking sustainable?
Yeah, good morning, everyone. So we are pretty confident about the growth prospects. We know that the two-wheeler segment had been facing some headwinds in the past, so definitely it creates a low base going forward. Yes, it is almost half of our revenue, and also half of our revenue is PV segment. So moving to the next year, we are pretty confident that we would see growth in across segments, be it PV, be it two-wheeler, be it CV. And as you know that we have been present in mostly all the OEMs across the country, so that puts us in a sweet spot in terms of gaining our market share. And our goal, has been sort of outperforming the industry growth, and we are clearly on that path ahead.
Okay, and what about the order inflow? How has that been in the recent months? What kind of a pipeline have you seen so far? And thereby, what's your visibility or outlook for FY24?
Yeah, so order book definitely remains very healthy. The way we measure our order book is whatever is the industry growth. Are we growing more? That's number one. Number two, there are the facelifts or the new models which keep on coming. So we see whether our kit value is expanding across the models or the facelifts, etc. So we have been seeing very positive traction, and thanks to all our customers for reposing trust and confidence in us. In terms of FY24 volumes, definitely we are expecting growth, as I said, across the segments, be it two-wheeler or pass cars or CV. And that definitely trickles down to us. While we don't give a top-line guidance, because you know that our 90% of revenues is linked to the OE growth. But our goal has, as I said a little while back, whatever industry grows, that definitely that growth is going to come to us. But our endeavor always has been, how do we grow 1.5x or more than whatever industry grows? And based on where we are, based on the order inflows, we are pretty confident that we should be able to achieve our guidance in past.
Has there been any decline that you've seen in PV order inflows? Because we understand that there has been some moderation in new bookings for car companies. How's the experience been in the quarter gone by?
Yeah, so things definitely have been better if you see versus Q3, or I would say stable to positive. And going forward, you know that we get a normal annual guidance from our customers to plan our capacities going ahead. So we have seen across the board improvement in the volume numbers, which we have been guided by our customers across segments and across vehicles. So going forward, things definitely are looking much, much better. And even in Q4, as I said, things have been in, I would say, towards positive bias.
You know, the safety norms for India when it comes to autos are getting stricter by the day. How is it that you're gearing up to take that opportunity and cater to the market demand? I mean, we believe that plans for airbag manufacturing are already in place. What are the other initiatives that you're undertaking?
So, as you rightly mentioned, we have seen a lot of regulatory-driven changes across the country, and all for good, because it all brings in passenger safety at the top. So be it the airbags or be it the seat belts. So now we are having the buzzer also mandatory for the rear seating. So all these changes which has happened in past definitely has happened a lot faster pace, which has increased the cost of vehicle also. So going forward, we are gearing up in a way that we are supplier of seat belts, we are supplier of the buzzers, we have been supplier of the RPAS systems, which became mandatory last. We have been supplier to airbags. Earlier it was front driver airbag, then passenger airbag, then side and curtain airbags, which are going to get mandatory later part of this year. So we are definitely trying to catch the large part of that pie, and we are increasing our capacities to make sure that we meet our customers' demand well in time.
Okay. Content per vehicle has grown from 10% to 15%. Do you see that increasing in your case?
So, Nikunj, as you have rightly seen, if you see last 4 to 5 years, consistently we have been able to grow our kit value per vehicle or a content per vehicle. Now, we have come to a stage where first we know that most of our products, in fact, 100% of our products which are part of top line of Minda consolidated revenues, none of the product is impacted by transition from ICE to EV. In fact, They are agnostic whether it goes into IC engine or EV. On top of it, we have been building or able to build a product profile for EV two-wheeler and three-wheeler, which is uncomparable in the industry, right? Now, this segment is growing at a much, much faster pace, number one. Number two, this space also is evolving. So even customers are framing their strategies as to what they want to do in-house, what they want to outsource. Now, whatever they outsource, definitely our endeavor is we should be able to get the large chunk of it or the lion's share of it. And our goal has always been to be at least 25 to 30% of share of business, which is available in the market. So that segment is also, we are very bullish. And as you see the volumes picking in, you will actually see the impact coming in our top line. So to kit value, yes, we have been able to expand a lot more on two-wheeler and three-wheeler, and even existing products. There have been a lot of improvement in kit value led by the premiumization or led by the application factor. You talk of the lamps, which have been growing significantly because of the premiumization, the migration of lamp from LED, from halogen to LED, definitely is increasing kit value significantly. Also, like for alloy wheel, moving from steel to alloy wheel, we have come a long way from when we started the business, it was 10-12% application. Today, it is 35% and growing. Globally, it is almost 90-95% application of alloy wheel. So the businesses we are in, they are going to see a significant traction going forward, not only for a year, maybe even 5 to 7 years, we will see a continuous outperformance in growth in these businesses.
When it comes to imports to India, there is a resistance which is coming at the consumer end, at the government end, and the policy framework is not that conducive. But what about exports out of India? Are you experiencing a same kind of a pushback, let's say, from the local countries where you export? Because everybody wants to be Atmanirbhar. Every government is trying to ensure that the local industry, in a sense, is prioritized before exports.
No, you are 100% right, and that might be the factor across. But from if I see specifically from Uno Minda perspective, 5 years back, our global revenues, including exports, were like 11% of revenue. Now it is already 16-17% of our revenue and growing. Our endeavor has consistently been how do we export more and more products to our existing customers, right? And in that endeavor, we have actually been able to gain market share. We have been able to add new customers. So even though the existing volumes, we have seen some impact because of the high interest rate, etc., in Europe and the Americas. But fortunately for us, because we have been able to put more products into the existing customers and also able to attract more customers, we have been able to actually increase our overall revenue pie, and we do expect that momentum to continue. While yes, you are right, there are countries who are trying to sort of go towards Atmanirbhar, but there are definitely spaces or the white spaces available where people might be willing to, maybe wanting to de-risk their existing supply chains to other countries. So I think that business also is there, which is up for maybe grabs, and we are trying to see that we should be able to capture a large part of that and see that we increase our global revenues as an overall pie of the total revenues.
All right, thanks so much for joining in. That's the view coming in from the management of Uno Minda. They're confident about growth, and they have been able to expand as well their kit value and can look to gain market share down the line. All right, let's move right on and hear it out from a